We're gonna spend an entire week trying a new job in the Warhammer hobby.
We've opened a Fiverr account and offered our painting services. Our services to people everywhere.
And today you'll get to see the ups and downs, the highs and lows as we navigate our way through painting for others for an entire week.
For us to call this week a success, we've got 3 goals set up. Number 1.
We want to paint the miniatures good enough to get a tip from 4 out of the 12 customers.
Number 2.
Paint everything in a reasonable amount of time, so spend about 20 hours each this week.
Number 3.
Get a 5-star rating from every single one of our customers. Can we do it?
Let's find out. I have not very high hopes for this one.
3, 2, 1. Batman!
Oh, Batman!
So, Lucas, commission services. I put up a poll on our YouTube channel, and it turns out about 60% of our viewers have either done commissions or have thought about doing commissions to get some extra money. But we need to set up a Fiverr account.
And you know what? I've done a bit of big brain calculations. And it turns out the average on Fiverr goes from $35 doodles all the way up to a shocking just $100 doodles for the high-end paint jobs.
$35, that means that if you live in Sweden, for example, and Fiverr takes out their commission, you pay VAT and then the tax. To get a minimum wage kind of salary, it's about an hour maximum for a minute that you charge $35 for.
Yes.
To make this more realistic, I feel like we should have the same average price as others on Fiverr, but honestly, I don't think we can do 1 hour per mini. I think that would be too stressful. So let's say 1.5 hours for the cheap one, $35, then we double it 3 hours for 75, and then we do like the big boy one, so it's like 100 euros for 4 hours approximately. And it would put us kind of smack in the middle. So I think that's kind of reasonable.
Yes.
Let's do this. Might have opened up our Fiverr commission service, and it's gonna be fun. So we got quite a bunch of requests, more than we could handle, but we decided to go with 8 minis each.
Which is still a lot.
We have received about everything except for 2 of the minis, which means that we can actually get started with painting now. And hopefully as we keep painting these during the week, we get the last 2. Otherwise, we're gonna lose some income from not receiving the minis that we
Which might be one of the things we have to think about when comparing this thing to
like a normal job.
Yeah.
First miniature, I'm gonna start with Mollog.
We're gonna start with the Light of Eltharion.
We have 1.5 hours each.
Batman! Oh, Batman!
And after 1.5 hours, I still hadn't painted the base, so it took me another 10-15 minutes to finish up the last details.
For Light of Eltharion, I started off by priming the entire mini with like a bone white. Using the brush, I then picked out all of the cloth with a red paint, added some highlights to that, started mapping out all of the gold trims, which ended up being like an hour's worth of work. And bada bing, bada boom, we have some finished results that look pretty freaking decent.
Okay, Lucas, first minis are done. Let's send these to the customers.
Let's see if we get some tips and grades.
Yeah, 5 stars and freaking extra cashly. Okay, so time for the second mini. We got the Dread Pageants. I've got the goat thing.
And I'm gonna paint the Archie thing with the mohawk. I'm really excited about this one. Since these 2 are gonna be part of the same kill team, I probably have to just follow along with whatever Emil is doing. Hopefully he's, for once, picking a cool color scheme.
So with that, I have a finished mini. This one was so much easier than Moloch to finish in an hour and a half, mainly because it's like half the size and it's half the amount of different textures. So I guess with that, we're finished with mini number 2.
A new day, a new miniature, you all know what that means. It's time for Industra. I don't know why I accepted this one. It's probably gonna be the ruin for me. I have not very high hopes for this one.
So this Eldar Wraith Knight, I thought this was the big one that has less details and more flat surfaces to paint. I just feel like it's a poorly designed mini, to be honest. So I guess this is one of the negative sides of doing commissions for others. I can only charge for 3 hours though, so... I started off this miniature by airbrushing in a lot of the general shapes. And in his request he said he wanted this Ulthway color scheme, but that I could add a twist to it if I wanted to. And I feel like adding a really punchy color really does a ton to make the miniature more interesting. And after all is said and done, I have no idea how I managed to do this in 3 hours. I'm super happy with how it came out, even though this mini was way more detailed than I thought it would be.
Client wanted a bluish green armor with glowing orange wings, so I started shooting some turquoise colors through the airbrush on the armor. I covered the wings with some orange, and then it started just looking good. I went in, made some coppery goldish NMM, some OSL from the wings. Going from a paint job that I wasn't excited about at all to finishing something I'm really proud of and actually wouldn't mind painting for myself. So I think this is a 10 out of 10 turn of events.
My dudes! We just got the first confirmation on an order that we delivered. It's the Wraith Tide Lord thing. I got a freaking tip. So $14 extra. You know how much money that is? It's like 100 cookies. Not that you know anything about that.
Haven't seen a cookie in 2 years and 5 days. But that means we're still waiting for confirmation on the other ones. Yeah. But I mean, 1 out of 1 tip and a 5-star review. Yeah. It's 100% by now.
We're on the way.
Yeah.
We still have a massive problem. We're missing 2 minis. Both are my commissions, Skrogbad Mostrog and Stormhawk Interceptor. So there's 2 minis missing and there's just like 2 more days on this week.
That's not very nice.
No, so we have to kind of hurry up, postal office, or we're gonna lose money. Are you down for a speed round?
Of course I am. I want to do the Goth Rocker.
Yeah.
You down to do Makari?
Yes, green skins all over. I guess it will be done in 3, 2, 1. Dude, we have a massive problem. The guy that was sending me Mostrog Skrogbad,
yes,
he just sent a message to us saying that he hadn't purchased it yet. So it's not even on the way. It's a big oof.
So this is what it's like painting commissions for others?
Yeah, pretty much. But luckily, I went through the messages from other people that wanted commissions from us, and one of them were from Emil, our hometown. So I just wrote him, and he's actually gonna hand deliver an ogre from Cursed City, so I'm gonna paint that in 3 hours. So for me it's gonna be an easy day because I have a smaller mini, in the same amount of time that I was supposed to paint the big one.
And I have the big ass, the keeper of all the secrets.
We're still missing the Stormhawk Interceptor.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. So I guess we can get started with the Ogre and the Keeper of Secrets. And while Lucas primes the miniatures, I'm going to play a few rounds of this week's sponsor, Warhammer 40,000 Tacticus. Tacticus have, over the past couple of months, grown into one of the world's most popular tactical mobile games, with over 3.5 million players. And even better yet, when we're talking about the Warhammer 40,000 universe, it is #1. Obviously, everything is played out in the grimdark future of the 41st millennia, and you as a player can collect over 60 different champions in 15 different factions and play them in different tactical challenges on the go. You can play anytime, anywhere, in fast-paced player versus enemy campaigns, tightly competitive PvP challenges, and also in massive collaborative boss fights under your guild banner. The game is obviously available both for Android and iOS, and one of the main reasons that the game have been so successful is that it is constantly updated with new features, new challenges, and supported with new events. Just take a look at the holidays calendar packed with free stuff for the players, and the brand spanking new Adeptus Mechanicus that was just introduced to the game. You guys do not want to miss out the game. If you want to have some fun on the go, we got the link down below, just below the like button, and you can download it for free. And if you guys go to your settings page where it says input code and enter the code Squidmar, you guys will receive 2,000 gold and 1 requisition order. Do it now, guys. Back to painting. So, how are we doing time-wise?
I mean, so far we're doing pretty good. We haven't really spent any extra time since the first one.
Yeah.
And that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's just all the extra time in between to prep the stuff.
Yeah, setting up cameras and shit takes time apparently.
We also started getting in some reviews for the stuff that we've delivered. You have actually gotten your first 5 out of 5, Lucas.
Yes.
Your Light of Eltarion, the first mini you painted. You just got a 5 out of 5 of that. And on top of it, Indastra. So you have 2 5 out of 5s.
It's easy when you're the best. So that's like...
You're so humble.
3 out of 3 5-star reviews so far, right?
No more tips, but I mean, we still have freaking 13 minutes to get the tips on, so...
Should we just start on another big boy battle?
Yeah, rip the band-aid off.
Yeah, you want us to do the Gashgull versus Kalenderberg Burger?
Yeah, I'm not super excited about it, but I think I have a cool scheme. I kind of want to do like a gold, foresty, green and gold theme.
You didn't get any like suggestions from your customer?
I might have to look into that. Could you make the piece fitting for Symmetrica? What the hell is Symmetrica? So Lucas, halfway through the 4-hour paint job, how are you feeling?
Yeah, you know, I have my own Gashgull tracker at home.
Yeah.
And now here I am painting it for someone else. Which turns out it's not very fun to paint like the minis you're excited about, but for someone else.
Yeah, I actually have the exact same feeling, because you remember I said I wanted to paint gold and red and green?
Yeah.
Turns out he has a color scheme for that army already. I had to do a blue armor, so not exactly what I was excited about.
It's like the opposite.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you know, we're pros, we can make this work.
We can handle it.
Give us tips.
Yeah, 2 more hours. Let's do this.
Painting a Gashgulthraka in about 4 hours turned out to be a real mind twister for me. Because when I went in started painting, I was like, okay, there's so many details, I need to sort of figure out the way to paint all the freehands and paint everything so it looks like a high-end piece without spending too much time on it. And I had a mini that looked like utter garbage. So I was really doubtful that I was even gonna pull through and make this look cool. And then it was time to make the red OSL. And this is where things started sort of turning for the brighter side, because now it actually looked like it had shit going on. And I think it ended up being pretty okay in the end.
And with that, it's time for grand reveal.
Okay, Emil, there's only 2 miniatures left, and I'm really excited about painting Imelda Braskov.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she's the best looking knight that Games Workshop probably has ever produced.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Like the whole Chris City box is freaking amazing.
Except the zombies.
Yeah. Okay, I give you that.
But that means you have your last 1.5 hour paint job ever.
Yeah, that Stormhawk Interceptor.
Yeah, how's it going with that one?
Yeah, actually, good news. Yesterday evening it arrived. Woo! Yeah, that was fucking last minute.
Yeah.
I started off by painting the miniature in a medium blue tone. The main idea when you're painting a miniature of this scale in a limited time is to do all of the grand major strokes quickly with an airbrush and then add just a few of the details and do something that pops out. So I added some general shading and did a quick edge highlight. First time using a transfer. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but hey, I'm trying. And I have 15 more minutes to go.
I wanted to keep this paint job really clean and fantasy knight heroic, so I started off with some bluish turquoise contrast paints for all the armor parts. I went in with some brown tones for the fur, painting all the leather parts with brown contrast paint, and then using some sandry dust to cover all her cloth, her cloak, and the tabard. And then with 5 minutes left, I managed to whip out a really cool non-metallic metal sword.
Dude, Lucas, after that delivery, it just took like 20 minutes and we have our second tip coming in. I got $5 for my spaceship.
Why am I not getting any tip?
Didn't you say you were the best one?
Give me tip, please.
I mean, we still have like 11 or 12 minis to get confirmed, so there's still a chance you're gonna get some tips.
I'm gonna get all of them, even your paint jobs.
I have my faith in you, Lucas. But yeah, the last freaking mini, and then this week of painting for others is over.
That's honestly gonna be really nice.
I've saved my most excited mini to last, the Avatar of Cain. I think I'm gonna steal Sergio Calvo's paint job on that one, but do it in 4 hours instead of 20.
Yeah, well, funny for you, because I have no idea how I'm gonna paint Morathi.
It said in your order that pale skin
and shit.
Last mini, let's go. Honestly, I cannot tell you guys how happy I am that we have airbrushes when we paint these type of minis and do them in a short amount of time. The airbrush just seriously cuts down 90% of the time. The last one is done. I would have loved 4 more hours on this one because that was it was tight.
You know why? Because you suck.
Thank you. That's so nice.
But the question remains: did we get the 5-star rating on all of them?
I guess we have to send in the last ones to the clients, and we do a grand reveal. And after the grand reveal,
we can answer that question.
You guys know. So it's time for a grand reveal. I had a ton of fun painting. There were a few minis where the color schemes wasn't something I was excited about, but when I was finished, I was really happy about the end result.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to show that it's fun painting miniatures.
Yes, but it can also be quite stressful because I felt like a lot of the ones, especially the 1.5 hour ones, you feel kind of stressed after like 1 hour 20 minutes to make sure that it's done in time. So did we finish our 3 missions that we set out to accomplish?
Number 1.
Did we get tips from 4 out of the 16 customers? We have only received 2 tips so far, which is, I mean, I'm kind of happy about that, but that means that all of the extra times we spend on the other stuff, it does not cover the hours spent. So we're actually making less money than the average minimum wage in Sweden.
Number 2.
Did we finish everything in a reasonable time?
I mean, yeah, sort of.
The problem we had is that like when you start painting, maybe you start painting like a little bit later than you expected because you had to set up stuff and do other things, which means that like you could only finish 1 mini before lunch, and then you had a phone call or whatever after lunch, and then you could only do like a 3-hour instead of a 4-hour one. Yeah. So we ended up taking probably 2 more days than we had expected for this video project.
Which means we very much didn't cover our salary.
No, we probably made half the salary.
Yeah. Number 3.
Did we get 5-star rating from everyone?
No.
We did. But there's 3 that haven't graded us yet. So everyone that has graded gave us 5 stars, which I'm really happy about that.
But you know, Emil, even if the last 3 gives us a 1, you're still a 5-star in my eyes.
Oh, thank you, Lucas. And you know what? Next week, I'm gonna give you a cookie. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much all the patrons for being awesome and supporting us. If you want to help us out, you can either find our merch on our website, you can buy our brushes or our airbrush.
And also a massive thanks to Tacticus for sponsoring this video.
Yeah, it's actually a really fun game. So if you like Warhammer and you like mobile games, go check it out. You're not going to be disappointed. That's it, I guess.